So I was watching Delicate Sound of Thunder, one of the remasters of On the Turning Away, David Gilmour, just reminded about how amazing he is. So today we're going to have a little look at the solo section, look at the chords, talk briefly about the note choices that he's doing, the scales that he's using, and, you know, just in general about his sort of his rhythmic phrasing, his bending phrasing, his use of the whammy barrel, that kind of stuff. I mean, David Gilmour. Come on, he's a living legend. All right, let's start with the chords. Okay, so the chords, E minor. It's E natural minor as well. So tonally, we've got the flat 6 in there, so we're in E minor. But the flat 6 is your C major chord. I'm going to play it as a C add 9, C sus2 sort of a sound. But what you don't want is that Dorian sound. You know, if you're very much a shape player, you know, you don't want to be bringing in that major 6. That's going to be all sorts of wrong. So basically E minor. Okay, second time round, we're going to do a D to a G. Okay, then it's really a G to a D on F sharp. And back, so E minor. All right, let's look at some of the notes. Okay, so the first note he's got, he's bending up to the octave, okay? He's bending up from a D on the 15th fret up to 17th. So it's bending up to the E. You're on an E minor chord. That's home bass. That's always going to sound great. But he'll put a little bit of vibrato on there. I think he's doing whammy bar vibrato. My whammy bar is enormous, so he's got the nice little one that's easy to fit under these fingers while you're playing, I think. Okay, so the first one is bending up to the octave. And then he's going to do a... Okay, so he's going to pull off and then bend into the 15. Okay, really simple, but there's that little nuance makes all the difference. And then he's down, E minor pentatonic, down in that first position, right? Do you think it's more a whole step? Right, so I'm getting some really nice nuance. But all he's doing at the moment is E minor pentatonic. So minor pentatonic sometimes get a bad rap, okay? But, I mean, David Gilmour is, I think, one of those guitarists who proves that you can do everything with that one scale. It's how you use it. It's the space that you leave, it's the vibrato you add, it's where you add hammer-ons and pull-offs and pre-bends and all those sorts of things. So, all right, let's continue. Okay, so he's using the bar again. Okay, so he's, again, minor pentatonic. He's coming down, but bending into that full step bend, that full tone bend. Right? And again, you listen how he does a whammy bar into that bend. And then back down again, so he's doing a pattern, right? So he's done lick up here, move down, lick up here, move down. It's almost like a call and response. That's kind of what it is, I suppose. But using guitar, again, we haven't gone outside of E minor pentatonic at all yet. Let's continue. Again, that bend, that full step bend from the A on the 2nd fret G string up to 4th fret, and then hits that G with his pinky. Beautiful playing. And he's playing the same theme again, right? that G there, he comes down, lands on the G because they've just gone to the G chord. That's why that note sounds so great. So the whole, we've gone through the sort of one chorus or whatever, the 8-bar chorus, and he's only touching E minor pentatonic, but it sounds so great. That's his phrasing. Again, here when he hits that G on the G chord, he knows exactly what's going on. And that riff is great. Great riff that he's got there. This is where finally he'll bring in a different note, right? And there it is there. The F sharp, right? And that's when he's going. Remember the chords right at the end. G to a D on F sharp. That's when he brings in that F sharp, okay? Right there brings in the C. It's such a color note there on that E minor. And the same theme again, E minor pentatonic. And that's great. Okay, so we're starting on the D note there because we're on a G chord. He's bending up to the major third. At the moment though, we're still minor pentatonic. That note there though, there's that F sharp again. Bending up that F sharp, which is a major 7 on the G. So again, it's a nice bit of color. He started the solo E minor pentatonic only. And in this second chorus, he's bringing in some of those color notes. F sharp, which is the 2nd or the 9th, and C, which is that flat 6. So he's, it's part of his building it. Building it isn't only sort of dynamics and speed, it's your note choice as well. Right, there's that riff again, but he does a slight, moves his hand. Again, you can see it on the video. So he's same as you played before, but he's doing it up here now. Phrasing. So his rhythm is so great. He never feels stressed or busy or, lost at all. He always just feels calm and in control, right? And these little things, it's not a tricky one. Brings in that F sharp again. Remember, that's the 9, okay? Okay, so we're just minor pentatonic, but we're pulling off the G down to E and then hitting that B on the 12th fret. B string as a sort of a pedal. Beautiful. Bends up 14 to 15. Comes down the D triad. Right, and then another little whammy bar. And this is just great. He's got that pedal tone B fret 12th string, 12th fret, sorry, on the B string. So you got to roll your finger there. You don't want it ringing out. It doesn't sound right. It's too messy there. I hit the wrong string there. But you got to roll that finger so you can cut them off. So great. All right, there are some ideas there. So again, the idea is don't rush it. Take your time. Make each note count. Sounds kind of simple, but I mean, David Gilmour is a master of it. Most of it, first chorus at least, minor pentatonic. That's it. And then he'll choose when to bring in really interesting notes, the F sharp in particular, and then sometimes the C, because that's the chord you're playing over. Again, that's the key. But again, pay attention to his phrasing, where he's bending, where he's dipping with the whammy bar, where he's using vibrato, either left-hand vibrato, right-hand vibrato. It's an absolute masterclass. I'm going to keep going, look at this, but I'll leave you with a few ideas there. All right, see you next time.